Imam Zeenat, and Imam Amala. So the word Imam stands in Arabic for learned person. So when you are joined and you are connected with Imam Shafi school, the word Imam is coming with you. Though sometimes the language is different, but still many teachers have joined here. So that shows if you get attached to a particular program or particular persons, particular organizations, a good name also gets attached to you. So welcome you all to this program. And now let us listen from Naveed Basha sir.
Thank you, Salim Bhai. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, we are once again live on this educational topic to improve our performance in our day-to-day operations in the field of education. I thank Omid and Salim Bhai for offering this opportunity regularly. Today we'll talk about the middle school. Middle school, yes, we'll see that last time we talked about the primary, wherein that we said that it is a foundation time for the children. So the more the stronger foundation, the more stronger they will perform in their later stages of the life. Now, in this middle school is entirely a different scenario wherein children feel that they are growing up and they are becoming learned persons and their enthusiasm is high and their limits, they are limitless, I can say. So we need to handle such children and deliver them with the tools and knowledge what they have to have for their future. So the task here for the teacher is to handle such uh, confident, or sometimes we can say overconfident children. This is because these children, they feel that they have gained enough knowledge and they are ready to perform going outside. Anyhow, now what we have to focus here is that we need to prepare them for the next stage, wherein we'll have to focus on their different skills of performance, particularly for the examinations type, because our system of assessment is mostly the written examination type. So we need to focus on their writing skills and the presentation skills, wherein in our school, what we teach is during their regular classes in their day-to-day life, we make sure that they write and present correctly. What do you mean? What does I mean by this is that they must have a good handwriting. They must do a good presentation wherein their answer sheet must not have a overwritings or a cut, and the punctuations have to be clear. Then many times with the answer, they must have a small drawing just beside, because the person who will be correcting the paper, I'm talking about the board examinations which they might get in grade 9, grade 10. Sometimes paper has to be sent to the board. Maybe some state board schools will be at grade 10 itself. So here, what we must know is that our answer sheets will be going there. So we'll have to prepare in that way. With small drawings, the teachers who are correcting these papers in large numbers, they might not get time to assess each and every line of the child's answer sheet. So with the drawing, they get an idea about in which direction the child is going. And once she reads or he reads some lines, if it matches with the drawing, then it becomes easier for the person to give good marks and corrections. See, the first thing is that the paper has to be neat. So in their day-to-day life, in their regular classes, teacher must make sure that this is followed. What I say here is it will not have overnight that at the end of the examination, final examination, child will present it correctly unless the child practice the same thing whole year. So the change will not happen in a day. That is the reason I say from day one onwards, you focus on these writing skills. Apart from this, as I said, that now these children, they feel that they are learned persons, they know knowledge to certain extent, maybe we think, but they are overconfident and they want to fly high. So here during the class, the teacher must control these abilities of the children and guide them in a positive way. Because with this overconfidence, there will be some destructive tendencies also will be developed with the children. Because again, the same thing, the child's nature by default is want to get highlighted. From the childhood, the child has that tendency of getting highlighted, sometimes with the performance in a positive directions and sometimes maybe in a negative direction also. So here the difficult task for the teacher is that the children who are confident and sometimes overconfident, we need to tell them and guide their energies in a positive direction. I'll tell you some examples how we can guide them. See, apart from academics, it is our responsibility. Here it becomes more that we must inculcate a positive attitude, which will become the foundation for their life. Like I said in the primary section, academically they will form the foundation. Here they will form the foundation in their character. That is the reason we need to involve them. The regular classes which teachers take, we must give them chance to question. We must not block their questions, even if they are silly questions. The basic funda here teachers must understand is they are not learned children. They are coming to learn. Of course, they might make some mistakes during this learning process. Like while the teacher is teaching them, sometimes they might ignore or they might be absent with their mind and might ask the question which has teacher already explained. No problem. You can take one question such from someone. You must not say that, see, negative talk you must never do with the children. You must not say that you are not attentive. I already said this. Everybody knows, only you don't know. No, we must say that whatever silly question or the topic which has already been covered, if the child is asking that, you need not answer. If you are confident that you have already delivered, you can give a chance of peer learning. You can say, who want to answer this question? You need not put down the child. You just give a chance to others. Many children will be very happy to answer the question and show off their knowledge which they just gained from you. So there are different techniques wherein you can encourage children. By this itself, the child will realize that the topic has been delivered, everyone has answered, only I was not attentive. That message you will give automatically. So this makes the child, before asking next question, next time, he will be more attentive so that this situation will not arise. Even if the child is asking irrelevant question or some silly questions, uh, no problem. You must encourage children to ask questions. That is because if the child sits with his uh, question and not understanding the subject, then it will be a loss to the teacher itself, because at a later stage, if you are talking or teaching the topic which is getting improved on the yesterday's subject, you will face difficulty in making the children understand. So, what I say is immediately you clear off all the doubts. You give more and more children chance to ask questions. You never ignore the question. Even you yourself can assess to what extent you have delivered the subject. If there is one or two child who is asking a question related to your topic, that means okay, it is fine. Maybe this child required the explanation in a little different way. You can feel that way. Or if most of the class is asking the same question, that means that point you have not delivered the way it is required in that class. So you can make some changes in yourself when you are dealing with the same topic next time. This way, because these children are now, I call them as grown ups, who are also having a biological change in themselves. So that is the reason we must understand them. Sometimes we must acknowledge them that you are getting grown up, so you are asking some genuine questions, or your level of knowledge must be higher than this small children of lower grades. They will get a good feeling and they will get the feeling what they are already having. So this way you need to encash on their mood. By encashing on their mood, what I say is, let them feel grown ups, no problem. Utilize them in the school's day to day activities. It is not that they will leave their studies and start getting involved into school's day to day activities at different stages. For example, during the break time, you can give responsibility to grade 8 or grade 9 children to take care of the lower grade students. So this way they will feel that yes, they are grown up and they are getting the responsibility. And as their confidence has, the teacher has acknowledged and given that higher grade responsibility. You can have some scouts and guides also, some captains, different, what we say, groups in the school for different activities. Once I have been to the best management college in Bangalore. Maybe it is rated top fifth in the country. What I have seen there, they are using the students even to serve the food, not only to guide us, the guests, to their rooms. Apart from that, see, the training has been so well. That was a Christian missionary college. The training was so well that as we landed from our vehicle, they are carrying our luggages to the rooms. They are guiding us to our place. Then at different levels, they are helping us with the food, with anything what we require. So this way, you have to utilize the children. It is nothing wrong in that. Maybe some of them feel offended. No, actually, this is also a training for the higher grade children. This will help them understand and learn the day-to-day life activities, because just marks are not enough. Why now this NEP is having and added the skills also in our education system? That is because just getting a gold medal is not enough to move out in the world and to achieve what is required. In the world, we need a positive attitude, we need to understand the responsibility, and we need to know that how to fulfill that responsibility the way it is given. Apart from this, we need to encourage children to participate in several competitive exams. See, what happens is we don't expose our children for competitive exams during their schooling, and suddenly the JEE or the NEET or any other competitive exam it comes across. Now the children doesn't know how to manage the time, how to answer the sheets, and what to do, what is competitive exam. Sometimes there is a phobia. First few minutes they will lose to that phobia, and to gain the strength and answer the paper in that competitive exam. So what we do is we expose them to different Olympiads. Apart from Olympiads, like last time we had a challenge here, inter-school competition, why we must vote. Our students just walked in there and they debated, participated, and they succeeded. So the day-to-day your lifestyle preparation of children must be in such a way that they must be confident to get into any competitive exams without hassle. It must be a feeling that it's a cakewalk for them. Apart from this, you must allow these elder children to move on for educational tours and excursions. Like our children also went to the meteorological department, wherein the officers were happy enough to explain our children how the rain is gauged and what is the influence of wind, how it is being gauged, and many other factors related to the environment. Similarly, they went to the DRDO, they went to the forest department, the agriculture department, many are there. See, the government institutions also have one department for training. Even the traffic police people, they came to our school and explained the children at the early stage about the traffic, importance of traffic and the rules, and children were very participative and encouraging. What I am telling is the higher the children in the classes, the more you must make them feel like they think that they are now grown ups and active enough to take up the challenges. No problem. You give them a chance to get into more challenges and they will prove. By doing such things, we are preparing our children to take care tomorrow if they move out. These are the time, like I said, it is a character building time. So that is the reason we must give them more and more chance to improve not only in academics, other than in academics. Now, another point, very serious, what I want to say here is that in the schooling, we will have a spoon feeding type of approach. Maybe some child doesn't want to learn, then also the teacher will be after them, or we will have some different kind of techniques to make this child starts learning, and this child will be focus of that particular subject teacher. But in the college, this doesn't happen. In the college, the lecturer comes, the lecturer he just explain once, write on the board once, and move out. He will not care whether they are attentive, they are taking what he is delivering or no. The approach is entirely different. So, we need to train them in the school itself for that kind of system, because child will find a big difference like day and night once the child goes to the college. So that college feeling you can give them at the last stage of their higher classes. I'll tell you something, like, at the start I said our system of assessment is completely based on writing. That is the reason in our school, whether it is a monthly test or a quarterly or FA1, FA2 or SA1, SA2, whatever it is, in even the slip test and other tests, I always tell my staff, if the test time is for half an hour, our staff prepares the question paper for 40 minutes, which means an average child, if he or she starts writing, answering the paper continuously, then that child needs 40 minutes to complete that paper. The paper has to be in such a way. This will make the children to understand and to adjust the time, what we call it time management in the examination. Apart from this, I tell my staff to be very strict in the correction. Now, in the correction, what are the points the staff need to see? Whether the presentation is good, whether they are overwritings, strikeouts, and small drawings are there or no. Apart from that, in the subject matter, if there are even silly mistakes, the teacher has to take serious note and cut marks. Because what I'm trying here is to get children habituated to time management as well as presenting the correct answer in a best way. Because finally, that is what we are going to do in the final exam. So let us get practiced in their day to day life. It will not come suddenly on the last day. With this, with such kind of practice, I'll tell you something, my experience with our staffers. Like they said in the final board exam in last year, we had some children and our teacher were doubtful about two students whether they might pass or they might not. But after the board exam, what we have seen is one has got 60% and more, the other got 70% and more. That is because they might have not matched with the standards what we have fixed, but definitely it's a cakewalk for them for the standard what they are going to write in their final exam. This way, we are doing in our school. See, we for the people who have not attended my previous sessions, let me tell you, the pre-primary time is the most psychological time wherein the child comes out of their parents for the first time. So we our priority and our method, all the methods must be based on that point. Now the primary section, it is the foundation in terms of academic way. So we have to focus on that point. Now in this section is the character building section, wherein we need to have higher priority on that. Apart from that, what I said, like the competitive exams, then the examination approach during their day-to-day classes, and also the point of spoon feeding, wherein in the school it happens, then in the college it doesn't happen. So with such points, we need to bring up our children for their life. we need to include them in our school's day-to-day activities. I need not specify on each and every topic. It is a elaborative subject. But here I can brief you with all these details. Like I said, these children also has a destructive tendency. That is the reason what you have to do is, like we have seen after school, particularly boys, they are moving in groups and sometimes going home to one of the child and having some fun which might not benefit for their future, but instead they can utilize that time for in a constructive way. That is the reason you can give some after school assignments to children to keep them engaged, but not in a, we can say, serious way, but at least they must utilize their after school time in a happy way, and also they must be connected with the subject or with assignments what you are given. Some assignments you can even give to complete with groups. So these children, I'll tell you something, particularly boys, they like to be in groups nowadays because they feel that being in groups is a strength. So your assignments or your after school work, you can give them in the same way. Let them be in groups. Okay, I think the time is up now. If anybody is having any questions, you can say. I'm waiting. Yes, Miss Reshma, you can type it or you can say, Salim bhai, please allow Miss Reshma to.
Yes, yes, yes. You can. They can unmute and ask.
Yes, yes, fine. That's nice. Yes, madam. You unmute your mic and start speaking. I think she is facing some problem. You can see anybody is facing problem. You can text your questions, and you need not wait till the completion of the topic. Whenever you feel any question you got during in between, also you can immediately write down that one so that at the end we can take all the questions together. Okay, fine. I think all are okay with the topic.
It is very, very clear, sir. All your message is smooth raining, continuous raining smoothly means everything will be absorbed. Inshallah.
Thank you very much,